Hi guys, Crafty Crystal here, and I have a swatch of a design, and I like this design. It's nice and thick, but it's pliable enough that it could be used for a scarf. It's thick and warm enough it would make a great winter lap gown or a top cover for a bed. This can be made into squares using 3 layers of this pattern. It'll make you a square about 9 inch in diameter, 9 inch square, and then you would want to put a rim around it, and you could use all different colors. Um, for a bed, you can either make it so that the stripes go down this way, or that they go across it. So you decide on that, make your chain that long. Uh, I I show step by step how to do this, but for those of you who just, a hint's good enough, telling's good enough. I start off with a chain. For this size square, I used worsted 4-ply. I used H hook, and I did 24 stitches plus 2. So I did 24 plus 2, and I worked half doubles across using back humps only, so that both of my edges look like this. One row of half double, a second row of half double, and then I went front post. I did one half double on the end. I went front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way down, ending with the back post, and one on the end. Then I turned it over, did my half double crochet on the end, and did front post in the front post, back post in the back post, all the way down. So all the front posts went into all the front posts, and all the back posts went into all the back posts. Then I turned it over, did one half double on the end, turned it over, and I was right over my front post again. So I front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way down. 2 rows of half doubles, and then you start like you did this first one, doing a front post, back post, front post, back post. So you have 3 layers, 3 rows of front post, back post, 2 layers of half double, 3 front post, back post, 2 half double, 3 front post, back post, 2 half double, so on and so forth, all the way up. 3 rows of these would make the square, so you'd have 5, 10, 15 plus 2 rows of half double. So you have 17 rows. Okay, now I'm going to go on with the step by step, and hope you like it. Okay, to start off with, we'll make a slip knot. This is what goes on your hook. This is what ties around the loop on your hook and makes your slip knot. Make your first loop on your hook kind of loose where you can see through it, because that'll make it easier to work with it when you come back. Not super loose, but loose enough. You want to be able to see a hole between it and your hook, okay? So we're going to chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, almost there, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay? Now before you start doing this, come up, look through, make sure that you can actually see some holes. You can see through the sides of your stitches. That means your chain is loose enough that you can work with it. Okay? Now I'm going to chain, I'm holding this stitch. This is my 24th stitch. And I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to come back into the back of the stitch I'm holding. Okay? First I'm going to wrap and come into that back, the back hump. And I have 3 stitches on my hook. I'm going to come through all 3 of them. That is a half double crochet. When you double crochet, you have 3 loops on your hook, and you go through 2 of them. When you do that, you brought the loop up, and so you still have 2 of them. And you bring a loop through those. And so you're going through 2 once, through 2 twice. Twice is your double. With a half double, you wrap like you do for a double crochet. You pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. And you pull a loop through all 3 loops. So it's wrapped like a double, but you come through it like you would a single crochet. So it's half and half. Okay? Now we have 3 half double crochets. You go ahead and do this all along the back. Don't make them tight. You'll find because you made your chain loose enough that you could see the air through it, to the sides, that you won't have any trouble finding the humps, and you won't have any trouble getting into them. Don't forget to hold your stitch when you bring your hook up. If you hold it down here, you're going to pull this tight and you're going to make that a different size. Go through there. Once you've wrapped, you hold the stitch to bring it through. Okay, now we're at our last stitch, and because you made it loose enough, we can easily see that back hump. There we go. Now if yours looks even like that, you can go on to the next step. Whoops, sorry about that. You can go on to the next step. If it looks kind of up and down, then take it out and give it another try until you can get a nice even look. You want your top loops to look about the same size and tightness as your bottom loops. Okay? If they're a little bigger, that's good. That's fine. As long as your bottom loop isn't puckering and your line isn't curving around. Okay? If your line's curving around, you made your chain too tight. Okay, now we're going to go up 1, 2, and turn it away from us. And one problem with now with half double crochets and double crochets, you skip this first stitch and you go to the second, and that leaves kind of a big gap right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap. We're going to go into the first immediate hole. This is the stitch that belongs to this one. Normally you wouldn't go onto that except with single crochet. But we're going to sneak in there and grab a piece and then sneak in and to the next one. Then we're going to pull a loop through all of them. Now we have no hole here on the end. Makes a nice solid side. And we're going to do another row of half doubles. These first two rows are pretty much setups for the rest of the project. After this, we'll be doing the pattern. On the very end, we come down and see where the top is. This is the stitch you went into. Here's your chain 1, chain 2, and this is the one that goes to this. So we have to go into that one. And we're going to count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We need one more. Oops. No, we need 24. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. Okay, now we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now we're going to do front posts and back posts. So we're going to come down here, and if you look in here, you can see where you have your 1, 2, 3. Looks like a stitch on the front and a stitch on the top. And you have a hole beneath it. Same way over on this side. You have a hole in the middle. This middle part here is called your post. So we're going to go down under here, and we're going to grab through that hole to the hole next to it. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And you want to pull your loop up until your loop comes up about where the top of your stitches are. We're going to go through 2 and 2. Now we've made a double front post. Now we're going to yarn over, and this next stitch here, we're going to come up through that hole. Here's the other hole. We're going to go down to the next hole and bring a loop through and back. Bring the loop up, go through 2, go through 2, wrap, go down through the next hole, up through the next hole, bring your loop up a little, and go through 2, and go through 2. Wrap up, come up through the next hole, and go down through the next. And this is another back post double. Wrap, go in front, out, bring a loop up, go through 2 and 2, and that's a front post double. Wrap, come up to the back, go out to the next hole, bring up our loop, go through 2 and 2, and that's a back post double. Now see what we're doing here? On this side you can see the lines, and on this side you can see the lines. See what we're doing? Both sides are going to have these post lines on them. We're going to keep doing that back and forth. Front post double and 2, wrap, go through the back hole, wrap, and come through 2 and 2, go through the front post, 2 and 2, wrap, come up to the back, go down to the next hole, wrap, pull it up, and 2 and 2, wrap, go through the front post, see? Okay, you keep that up to the end, and then we'll turn. Okay, my last stitch is a back post here, and I'm going to come down in here, and make a half double. Now I started with the front post, and I should end with the back post. But on this side, when you look at it, you started with the front post, and you end with the back post. It's the same on both sides, okay? Okay, now we're going to chain 2 and turn. And every time we have a front post, we're going to do another front post in it. So we're going to come through here. This makes it really easy because the hole's right there where you can see it. Now in the back post, we're going to sneak back there. And you'll find it's a lot easier because they're already sticking out for you. Come to the front post and do a front post. Wrap, go around the back post, and do another back post. Okay. And you're going to get to feel a little bit just how, not only how thick, it's thick enough to be a warm bed covering or a lap wrap, lapgan, afghan, throw. I wouldn't use it for a baby blanket for the simple reason their little fingers and toes get in little holes like this. So that I wouldn't use it for. I actually came on this by accident. I was looking at another pattern. It used single crochets and then alternate doubles, triples, and quadruples, and I don't know. I didn't like it. It was too stiff for a nice scarf. It was damn near thick enough for a rug, though. So, okay, almost at the end here. And this time, we will once again end up on a back post. It goes right back here. We've got our back post. And we go into our last stitch. Make sure there's a chain 1 and chain 2, and that was the top. Okay. This is supposed to be a half double. Sorry. We wrap, go right into the top of that stitch. Oh. Alright, where are you? One side's here. The other side's over there. Okay. Sometimes these wrap around themselves. The stitch, pull through all three, chain two, and turn. Okay, this is what we have on this side. This is what we have on this side. Okay. Now we're going to do one more row of this. So we're going to wrap. Our first stitch is the front post. Our next stitch is the back post. Back and forth. Do one more row of this just like the last one. And then we're going to do a couple rows of just half doubles. Okay? So go ahead and continue across. And when we get to the end, we're going to do something different. Okay, we're going to end with a half double. Come on. And chain two and turn. Now, okay, now what we're going to do is like we did down here. We're going to wrap. We're going to go through the first hole, the one that belongs to the end post. Then we're going to go through the second stitch. And then we're going to go through all three. Okay? And we're going to do half doubles all the way down. Oops. And to keep from having an opening over here, we're going to wrap, go into that first hole, pull up a loop, go into the second hole, pull up a loop, and we're going to pull through all the loops. Now we have a nice tight end. See? And then go ahead and from the next loop on and do your half double crochets across. Okay? I'll meet you at the other end. I want to apologize for this next bit. When I left you, we were going down here on this half double row, going that way. Then all of a sudden you come back and I'm on this double front and back row. Instead of going through the whole thing and starting all over again, and so I can show you this part, if you need to review how to start it down here, go back to about 11 minutes and it'll show you how I started this front and back post. Other than that, when you finish this half double row, the second half double row, you turn around and that's when you start your front and back post just like you did down here. Okay? Start with the front post and go across. Alright? I'm sorry. Thank you. Now before you get to the end, you can look at it a couple steps ahead and you'll realize what you're doing. This one here belongs to this front post. This one here belongs to this back post. See that? See how it goes around it? So you know that this one here on the very end is the one you want. And if you look on the side here, you have one chain, chain one, chain two. And the third one on your hook is the one that goes for your next stitch. So if you can't find it this way, come back here, find where this stitch wraps around, and that's your chain one, that's your turning stitch, chain one, chain two. Okay? Oh, there you are. Sometimes it's like trying to find buried treasure. Okay. That's the stitch that goes with your post. And this is the one you want to come through 2 strands of and make a half double. There we go. Now just like we did here, and just like we did on these 2 rows, you go back and you do another row that way, okay? And then we'll do 2 more rows of half doubles and we'll start all over. Okay, we have our 3 rows here, our 2 rows of half double, and our 3 rows here. So we're going to go back on the half double again. So we go down the first stitch, pull up a loop, go down the second stitch and pull up a loop, pull through all the loops at once. And continue on across. Do 2 rows of these and go back to your pattern and go back to your 2 rows and back to your pattern until you have this as long as you want. If you're going to make a square, go like that and see how much farther you need to go to make your square. You want to end with your 2 rows of half double if you can. If not, at least 1 good row of half double. Okay. Now I can tell from what I have right now that what I will need to make a square out of this is 1 more set of pattern and the half double on the end, and I'll have a nice size square to use for a blanket. All right, so are you going to make squares or are you going to make a whole blanket? I think I'm going to leave this swatch and I'm going to make a scarf, and I'll show you what my scarf looked like. Okay? Happy hooking!